If you've ever told yourself, I need to get everything under control, or why bother at all, especially when it comes to clutter, you're not alone. That all or nothing mindset can feel like discipline, but more often it just leads to exhaustion. And slowly the clutter builds back up, along with guilt and frustration. But what if the solution isn't doing more? What if it's doing less, but doing it differently? Real change doesn't come from a one-time deep clean. It comes from small, steady habits, the kind that quietly shift the way your home feels day by day. In this video, we're exploring 12 powerful practical shifts inspired by atomic habits, each one designed to help you simplify your space without burning out. Because the goal isn't perfection, it's progress you can actually live with. In the last video, we looked at 11 small habits that help break that cycle, the one where you're always tidying, but your home never really feels done. And if that sounds familiar, today's video will feel like the next step forward. Habit number 1 is making the habit visible. Habits don't stick just because we want them to. They stick because something reminds us to begin. That's why the first step to creating any habit, including decluttering, is to put the cue where you can actually see it. Your brain already responds to what's in front of you. A messy counter says, "Not now," while a simple box in the hallway says, "Drop something in here." If you want to make decluttering part of your day, don't hide it away in a to-do list, turn it into something visual. Try keeping a donation box somewhere obvious, like next to your laundry basket, or place a sticky note on your fridge that says "one thing out today." You can even set a small reminder on your phone that pops up when you usually feel the most drained. The easier it is to see the reminder, the easier it is to follow through. And once the habit begins, momentum does the rest. Habit number 2 is making the habit feel enjoyable, even just a little. Let's be honest, no one wakes up excited to declutter. It's not about the task itself, it's about the feeling. We hope it gives us a calmer space, a clearer mind, less mess to manage. That's why it helps to make the start feel rewarding. You can light a candle before you begin, play your favorite music, or pair it with something you already enjoy, like a podcast you only listen to while tidying. Another thing that helps, surround yourself with inspiration. Follow creators or communities that value simplicity and small progress. The more you see real people choosing less, the more attractive it feels to do the same. You don't need to love decluttering. You just need to make the beginning feel easy enough and pleasant enough that you're willing to start. Habit number 3 is shaping your identity through action. One small choice at a time. How you see yourself quietly shapes what you do. If you believe you're the kind of person who always forgets things, you'll keep leaving piles behind. If you think I'm just not a tidy person, your brain will find ways to prove that true. But the opposite is also powerful. Start telling yourself a new story. I'm the kind of person who keeps things simple. I'm someone who puts things back. I value calm in my home. At first, it might feel like you're pretending. But every time you follow through, even just by clearing the table or folding one blanket, you cast a vote for that new identity. Identity-based habits aren't about forcing change. They're about becoming the kind of person who naturally does the things you've been trying to force yourself to do. So instead of saying, "I need to declutter," try this. What would a calm, clear-minded person do right now? Then go do that just once, then again. That's how a new version of you begins to grow. Habit number 4 is stacking your new habit onto something that's already part of your day. One of the easiest ways to stay consistent is to connect decluttering with a routine you already have. Your brain doesn't need to start from scratch, it just needs a gentle reminder tied to something familiar. For example, if you always make coffee in the morning, use those few minutes to clear off a counter or empty one drawer. If you usually watch something on your phone while folding laundry, take a few extra minutes to sort out clothes you no longer wear. The magic is in the link. When one habit naturally leads to another, you don't have to rely on motivation, your routine carries you forward. Over time, decluttering doesn't feel like a separate task. It becomes part of what you already do. Start small. Look at your day and ask, where could I quietly tuck in a habit that helps me feel more clear, more in control, more calm? That's how real change begins, not with willpower, but with rhythm. Habit number 5 is making the habit feel satisfying, even in small ways. When something feels rewarding, your brain wants to do it again. That's how habits stick. And when it comes to decluttering, we don't always get a big wow moment, but we can still create a sense of progress, and that feeling matters. One simple way: take a quick photo before you start and another when you're done. You don't have to share it. Just looking at the difference, even if it's just one drawer, can be a quiet kind of victory. You can also build your own little rituals. Maybe you light a candle in the space you just cleared. Maybe you sit down with a cup of tea after finishing one small area. Tiny celebrations help your brain link effort with reward. The goal isn't perfection. It's creating enough satisfaction in the process that you want to return to it without needing outside pressure. Habit number 6 is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. It sounds almost too simple, but this tiny habit can change how your home feels. Think about it: hanging up a coat, putting shoes back on the rack, wiping a counter, or answering a short message. None of these take long, but when they're left undone, they pile up and make the space feel heavy. By acting in the moment, you stop clutter before it grows. A sink never overflows if you rinse the cup as soon as you're done. A hallway never feels messy if the shoes go back in their spot as soon as you walk in. The beauty of the 2-minute rule is that it keeps small things small. Instead of turning into an overwhelming list for later, they disappear now, leaving you with more energy and less mental weight. So next time you notice something that can be finished in under 2 minutes, don't save it for tomorrow. Just do it now and give your future self a lighter load to carry. Habit number 7 is using your brain's natural reward system to keep going. Dopamine is a tiny chemical in your brain that creates a feeling of satisfaction when something feels good, and it's a big reason why habits stick. The good news: you don't need a huge win to trigger it. Even clearing out one drawer, tossing one old receipt, or wiping down one shelf can give you a mini hit of yes, that felt good. That little wave of relief, that's your brain rewarding progress. So lean into that feeling. Make the process feel just a bit more enjoyable. Play music while you tidy open the windows for fresh air or light a candle when you finish a corner. Take before and after photos, even if you're the only one who sees them. It's not about being dramatic, it's about reminding your brain, this felt good, let's do it again. You're not just removing clutter, you're creating momentum. And the more your brain associates decluttering with small wins, the more natural it becomes to keep going. Habit number 8 is about giving your present self a reason to keep going, not just your future self. We all know certain habits pay off later. You declutter today, so tomorrow feels lighter. You eat better, so your body thanks you in a month. But here's the problem: your brain lives in the now. And if the now feels like effort without reward, it won't want to return. That's why it helps to tie your new habit to something that feels good immediately. You might not feel the long-term impact of organizing your closet, but you can enjoy the feeling of walking past it and seeing space. You might not lose all the visual clutter at once, but you can enjoy the relief of crossing something off a checklist. The trick is to notice what's better right now, not what might be better someday. Even telling yourself, well done, out loud, or making a cup of tea when you're done is a way of saying this effort matters now. Habit number 9 is about shaping your surroundings to match the person you're becoming. We often think habits are all about willpower, but in truth, your environment has more influence than you realize. A cluttered space can quietly drain your energy. A chaotic room makes it harder to focus or start. But a space that feels open and calm makes good habits easier to follow through. So let your home do some of the work for you. Keep a donation box somewhere you pass by, often maybe near the door or in the closet. Use small baskets to catch clutter before it spreads. Label things clearly. Make it easy to know where things belong and even easier to put them back. You don't need a full home makeover. You just need to ask, how can this space gently remind me of who I want to be? The environment you live in doesn't just reflect your habits, it shapes them. And when your space starts to support your values, staying on track no longer feels like a struggle. It simply becomes the path of least resistance. Habit number 10 is learning how to be consistent even when life interrupts your plans. Missing one day doesn't break your progress, but missing two often does. That second miss is where habits start to fade. It's the point where a temporary skip becomes a new routine in the wrong direction. So here's a rule to remember: never miss twice. Didn't tidy today because you were too tired. That's okay, life happens. But tomorrow, even if it's just 5 minutes, show up, straighten the pillows, clear one surface. Give yourself that small but powerful reminder: I'm still the kind of person who does this. This mindset works for everything, not just decluttering. Whether it's movement mindfulness or keeping promises to yourself, what matters is not perfection, but recovery. Slip once, step back in. That's how momentum is built, not by never falling, but by choosing to return. Habit number 11 is about choosing daily actions over distant outcomes. Big goals sound inspiring: a tidy house, less stress, more time. But when a goal feels too far away, it can actually hold us back. We wait for the perfect day to start, or we get discouraged when progress feels slow. That's why systems matter more. A system is simply a small routine that moves you forward even when you're tired, busy, or not in the mood. It's wiping the counter every night. It's sorting the mail as soon as it comes in. It's 5 minutes of putting things back before bed. These small actions repeated often become the structure your bigger dream can rest on. So instead of asking, how do I get to a clutter-free home? Try asking, what tiny things can I repeat this week that will naturally take me there? Your goals set the direction, but your systems decide how far you'll actually go. Habit number 12 is not about doing more, it's about feeling more at home in the life you're creating. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things, it's about coming back to yourself, creating routines that feel gentle, surrounding yourself with what supports you, letting go of what pulls you away from peace. When your habits stop feeling like chores and start feeling like care, that's when real change happens. So make your systems kind, make your space feel safe, and let your daily actions remind you that calm isn't just a goal, it's a way of being. That's not just a habit, that's a home. And the more often you return to that feeling, even in small ways, the more naturally your life will reflect it. Because peace isn't built in one big clean out. It's built in quiet choices repeated with love. Thanks so much for watching. If you're still here, I hope something in this video gave you a small sense of direction, or maybe just a bit of relief. Decluttering doesn't need to be perfect or pretty. It just needs to feel a little lighter than yesterday. If one of these habits stood out to you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're trying first. And if this kind of calm, realistic content is helpful for you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. You're not alone in this, and you're doing better than you think. See you in the next one.